my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for tuning in to the second edition of the Tottenham Hotspur Report. My name is Stephen Hughes. I'm your host for the show, and we are talking about a lot today. Just breaking down Sunday's game between Tottenham and Swansea City that happened yesterday, in which Tottenham got the win once again off a PK goal from Roberto Soldado. We'll get to that in just a second. Give you some latest news on the Gareth Bale, and this transfer is definitely going to happen. It's not if anymore, it's when. We talk about one player who's really fired up for the derby, and I just said his name, a little bit of a little wink, little surprise there. Paulino, the new addition to the Tottenham Hotspur, he was almost about to quit after racist abuse. We'll get to that in a second. I'll give you the new player profile, which is new to the Tottenham Hotspur Report. I'll give you a profile of one new player for Tottenham to talk about. And today is going to be Etienne Capoue of France. At the age of 25, this midfielder is going to have his profile taken a little bit of a look at. And then we'll talk about the schedules coming up for Tottenham, including the London Derby that I just brought up. I'll bring up some scores that happened in the BPL just in week 2 that just occurred. And then some news, and then lastly, the wrap-up portion of the show here on the Tottenham Hotspur Report. Please like my page on Facebook. It is the Tottenham Hotspur Report. Just look it up. Just search it on Facebook, and I've created a page in which you can like it, and I post up updates. I update it a lot, and that's hopefully that's gonna be a base where a lot of people are going to see Tottenham Hotspur football reports. So let's go straight to the game. Tottenham Hotspur, Swansea City. It looked back and forth through the first 10 minutes. It looked like something Swansea's going to do, something that Tottenham's going to do. Nothing really happened. Nothing really big, happened till, in my opinion, the 40th minute. It looked, I don't know, it kind of looked like Dembele was pushed by Michu. Michu, could have done something, but Dawson with a poor free kick, in my opinion, and it was also a foul at the same time, so a goal kick was taking place. Roberto Soldado, he drew 2 yellow cards during the game. He also received one back in the second half, but another opportunity in the 30th minute. Michael Vaughan, the goalkeeper for Swansea, he committed a yellow card. It was a perfect free kick by Townsend. Capoue, he had a great header, great opportunity. Maybe a little bit of a lift from a Swansea defender, but still he had a great chance, but just a little off to the left. But then also Townsend had a great opportunity in the first 10 minutes of the second half. He had a perfect look, great strike from about 15 yards and just above the post. A bit of a shame there. But then John Joe Shelvey, a midfielder for Swansea City, he had the second foul of the game. First foul was an opportunity where Tottenham could have had their first penalty kick, but the second one they had back in the second half, in the 57th minute, Townsend goes down once again, but the referee does see that it's in the box. So Dog gets the penalty kick, and for the second straight game, he gets the job done in the beginning of the second half in scoring a goal. So 2 PK goals and 2 goals already for Roberto Soldado. A couple of substitutions in the next 5 minutes in that regard. Swansea City, around the 69th and 71st minute, they had opportunities to, take a tie in this game. Hernandez of Swansea City got a great pass from Shelvey, good opening, but a little bit too far right. He was trying to curve it. It was just poor execution on that one. That was a perfect opportunity to get the tie and get back in this game, maybe at least get a point, but that wasn't the case. Chico Flores had a great strike from the from the short corner. He was coming in from the side. I don't know how the Tottenham defenders let him go by, but at the same time, Hugo Lloris with a great save that kept the Spurs in this game. Soldado in a 3-minute period drew a foul and then drew a yellow card and received a yellow card. And then 2 more substitutions, Defoe for Soldado. Good round of applause for Soldado as he came off in the 81st minute. Then Sandro for Townsend in like the 88th minute. Some overall number stats in this game for Tottenham: 21 shots, Swansea City only 7. But Swansea City made do of their shots on goal. Five of their 7 shots were on goal. For Tottenham, they only had 7 shots on goal. Swansea 15 fouls, Tottenham 10. 15 of those fouls for 4 of those 15 for Swansea City were yellow cards. They were just piling up. A very strict referee in yesterday's game. Tottenham with the advantage on the corner kicks, but did not take advantage of it. Tottenham had 8. Swansea City had 3 offsides. Tottenham with 0. Swansea with 3. Swansea, a weird stat here, time of possession. Swansea had more possession of the game, but Tottenham had the advantage with a 1-0 win. Like I said, yellow cards, Swansea City with 4, Tottenham with only 1. And then Michael Vorm, the goalkeeper for Swansea City, had a terrific game, 6 saves on the day. Really impressive, even though you can't really do a lot with a penalty kick. It's hard enough to just try to save one, but he had a terrific game when the Swansea defenders were really lagging, and then John Joe Shelby will have to foul in the box. He'll make some great saves. Honestly, Tottenham should have 2 or 3 goals, including the PK goal, but Vaughan was able to stop everything that came to him and was really good there. Loris had another great game. He had 3 saves last match, 5 today, but I think 2 of them were a little short one, not really hard ones, just easy saves. Just get down on your knees, take it up by the hands, and all that stuff. But Roberto Soldado, great job he did today. Paulinho took the man of the match. He had a lot of great opportunities. 21st minute, he had a perfect opportunity from 7 yards. And like I said, Vorm with his day, he had a terrific save. If this game was a draw, I would definitely say that man of the match would go to Vorm. His hard work was amazing, but unfortunately, it does not go into the result of the match. 3 points for Tottenham once again, as they now have 6 points after their win against Swansea and Crystal Palace. For Swansea City, better luck next time, unfortunately. Swansea City has lost their first 2 matches of the season, and they're 2 pretty hard matches, honestly. First, they lose 1-4 to Manchester United as Robin van Persie and Welbeck scored 2 goals each to take the win there in the season opener. And then going to White Hart Lane and expect a victory after getting monster-sized by Manchester United, the reigning Barclays Premier League champions. I don't think that was going to happen. Swansea City, they could possibly be a team that gets, not promoted, and regulated. Sorry. They just go down to the championship. I can't pronounce it, but I tried. For Swansea City, their next game is going to be against West Brom at the Hawthorns or at West Brom. That's their next Premier League game. They actually play a Europa game, a playoff round game, a match before playing West Brom. They play Petro Plostelli. Never heard that before. I'm pretty sure that a lot of other people have not heard that before. So that's it for Swansea City. Then after West Brom for Swansea City to take on Liverpool, that's going to be a nice match to watch. If Swansea City, wins against West Brom, it gets some momentum heading into future games and all that stuff. But so good win for Tottenham, and all is well, ends well for Tottenham. 6 points on the board already for the Tottenham Hotspur. Let's go to some news in the Spurs football club. Let's go over to the situation with Gareth Bale, and this report just coming out about half an hour ago. Gareth Bale was due to fly back to the UK on Monday as he awaits the completion of his move to Real Madrid. The Welshman has spent the last 2 days in Marbella on Spain's south coast and had planned to travel back to London anyway. He flew to Spain believing that a deal was virtually secure, but no formal agreement had been reached, and there were discrepancies in the fees being filtered by the two clubs. The Spurs have claimed that there is another bid, which emphasizes that the deal is still not done. It means that Madrid will not be able to present Bale on Tuesday, as they hope to do. The existence of a rival bid, or of Spurs' insistence that there is another bid, could also be a tactic to try to force up the price. Sources at Madrid have previously claimed the deal will be 78 million euros, or 90.8 million euros, with Tottenham suggesting a figure closer to 100 million euros. Bale's camp had already worked out a package with Madrid that meant he would sign a 6-year contract with an annual salary close to 10 million euros a year net, or 8.5. They're different E's. I'm from America, and it's kind of hard to tell. That would take the cost of the total package for Madrid above 172 million euros. Reports in Spain said the deal was done after a meeting last Wednesday night. Those same reports, though, had claimed that Bale's signing would be announced last Friday and presented on Saturday, so as not to overshadow a match held in honor of their former captain Raúl for Real Madrid. If that was truly the intention, it failed. The following morning, the cover of the country's best-selling newspaper was a wraparound dominated by Bale, not Raúl, but there was no presentation or announcement. Moreover, that bullshitness irritated the Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy. Photographs from the Bernabeu showed that following the match, Madrid had begun to construct a stage in front of the director's box to provide a platform from where Bale would be presented, and reports judged by Spurs to have been strategically placed suggested the unveiling was imminent. In the meantime, Tottenham's bid for Willian was hijacked by Chelsea, and I'll get to that news in just a second. So maybe we should start a rivalry here between Tottenham and Chelsea. That was a terrible piece of news to hear, in which Chelsea has stole Willian. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's stick with Bale for just one more piece of news. This actually came out yesterday. If Bale were to stay with Tottenham until Tuesday, this is what AVB said, or Andre Villas-Boas, the manager of Tottenham, said. He said that he will allow Gareth Bale, who is now at White Hart Lane for Tottenham's game against Swansea on Sunday, to have 2 days off amid speculation over an impending move to Real Madrid. AVB watched his team chalk up their second successive 1-0 win thanks to Roberto Soldado and that beautiful stuff. Bale was in Marbella. This is what AVB said. Quote, "We allowed him 2 days off. It is not the first time this has come up. We never forced non-selected players to come to our games. I decided that last season," end quote. Bale has been linked with Madrid all summer, but if the two clubs do not agree on a deal by Monday, then AVB expects the 24-year-old Welshman to be back at the Spurs training ground on Tuesday for treatment on the foot injury that he suffered. Again, AVB says this, quote, there is interest from Real Madrid. Whether the transfer will happen or not, hopefully you will have more news in the next couple of days. But at the moment, there's nothing I can tell you. Tomorrow is a day off, Tuesday is training, so I'll expect them to be there, end quote. Spurs have had a penalty in the first half. When John Joe Shelby barged Andres Thompson over, but referee Neil Swarbrick, who was very strict in my opinion in yesterday's game, instead gave a free kick on the edge of the area. So that was the right before the first half. That was the case for Tottenham. They probably should have had a 1-0 lead heading into halftime, but they didn't. 0-0 was the score. AVB praised the $26 million guy, Soldado. He's really adding to our game because he brings that life and spark. When he receives the ball in place, he has one objective, which is to beat the man, end quote. That was about Soldado, the 26 million euro club record signing in Soldado. And actually, news on Soldado came out today that he has been warned of the ferocity to be expected in the upcoming North London derby against Arsenal. Soldado and his new teammates will take on the Gunners next Sunday at the Emirates Stadium And after scoring 2 match-winning penalties to open the campaign, the Spaniard insists he's ready for the challenge. This is what Soldado said, quote, "Yes, my teammates have told me what the derby means. Tottenham against Arsenal is one of the most beautiful games for the club, and everyone who has come inside from outside will want to play in it. It is the game with the biggest rivalry for Tottenham, and I cannot wait to play in this environment, and I hope we get the 3 points." End quote. Soldado's form in front of the goal could be crucial to Spurs' chances in the derby, but the striker is also looking at the bigger picture as he settles in his new home. Quote again, "It's always important to score goals, and I hope to keep on doing this for the team." Quote. This information was coming from the Press Association, and so obviously Soldado, with the success that he has gotten in the first 2 games of 2 matches of the new campaign, he's looking very, very, he's seemingly confident that he can, change the effect of what is going to be going on, now. Tottenham. Let's go to some news with Paulino. Tottenham midfielder Paulino has spoken of the racist abuse that forced him to consider his future in the game. Quoted by a number of British newspapers, including the Sunday Telegraph, the Brazilian midfielder, who this summer cost the Spurs 17 million euros from the Corinthians, said he came close to hanging out his boots after his first stint in European football was tainted. It was while playing in Lithuania with FC Vilnius and then Poland with LKS Lodz that he became the subject of racist taunts that forced him to return home to Brazil to weigh up how he would provide for his wife Barbara and his young daughter if his football career was already at an end. Paulino said this, quote, "There were 2 games when I went out to play. The fans were making monkey noises and throwing coins at me, and I just thought, I don't need to tolerate this. So I made this decision to move on." End quote. Paulino rebuilt his career back in Brazil and has now risen to a prominent position in their national team, as well as securing a move to the Premier League at Tottenham. So all ends well. Not a lot of things end well, or not start off well. They don't start off well, but at the same time they can end off brilliantly. And his move to Tottenham has been a big help, as his impact in the first 2 matches has been key. He's had a lot of opportunities, and he was man of the match just in the last match against Swansea. And let's go to the quick new player profile presented by Spreaker.com. Is Etienne Capoue of France, the new midfielder for the Tottenham Hotspurs at the age of 25. Spent last season at Toulouse in the League 1 of the French Premier League. In 34 games that he appeared in, he had 7 goals and 3 assists as Toulouse, as he spent 6 seasons at Toulouse. And last season was his best season, career high in goals. He's also an assist man as well. He has had 3 or more assists in 4 of his 6 seasons at Toulouse. And also he also is on the French international team. He's had a couple of appearances there for the French team. So hopefully he can be a guy that can be along Benzema shortly with the French team. But I actually have some news on Benzema on the EPL news alert as I get to there. Toulouse actually just started the season as well. They tied with Monaco on Friday at 0-0. The next game is going to be against Bastia on August 31st, which is in 5 days. So thinking Friday once again. So that is the new midfielder for the Tottenham Hotspurs, for the Spurs. Number 15, Etienne Capoue. This new player profile was presented by Spreaker.com. Be heard. And let's one more topic we'll go into before we go into commercial break. Let's talk about the fixtures that Tottenham will have in the near future. They have a Europa game against Dynamo Tbilisi at White Hart Lane. They beat Dynamo. They destroyed them. It was 5-0 over there in Georgia. It was a bad game for Dynamo. It's an easy one for Tottenham. They're going to be able to go past the playoff round with ease. Then after that, they're going to Emirates Stadium and playing Arsenal. And that's going to be a game that is going to be highly publicized as the big London derby. Tottenham, they have 6 points on the board. They're looking terrific. Their offense is the worry for me as they head into Emirates Stadium. I'm worried that they're going to be continuing to have inconsistent problems. They're having the opportunities, to just not executing on them, and that's my concern. Arsenal, they have 3 points on the year, losing their season opener and home opener against Aston Villa 3-1. Losing to Aston Villa was a shocker to start the year, in my opinion. Arsenal has such high expectations after grabbing the final Champions League spot in the top 4 of the EPL. And then just a couple of days ago, Arsenal takes the easy win against Fulham, 1-3 or 3-1. Arsenal with the win. So Arsenal looking pretty good. They score 3 goals. They give up 1. So I should probably have my prediction on hand. I'm not going to try to be biased on this towards Tottenham, but from what I've seen with Arsenal in their 2 matches and Tottenham with their 2 matches, Tottenham has the advantage on the defensive side. Obviously, if you're Arsenal and you get 3 goals to Aston Villa and you get 1 goal to Fulham, then obviously it will seem like you will, give up a goal or at least 1 goal. Tottenham, their offense is just consistent. For Arsenal, they can pull off a goal. So, no win, no loss. It's going to be a draw in this match. It's going to be 1-1. 1 goal for Arsenal, 1 goal for Tottenham. In the first the part 1 of the London Derby in the 2013-2014 campaign. So that's it for Arsenal. For Tottenham, after taking on Arsenal, they take on Norwich City. They'll take on Cardiff City, who I need to talk about quickly when we get after the commercial break, when I talk about the EPL scores. Cardiff City pulled off something incredible. And then Tottenham ends the month of September against Chelsea. Then heading into October, they take on West Ham, Aston Villa, and Hull City. November is going to be the tough month for Tottenham, as I explained before. They take on Everton, Newcastle United, Manchester City, and Manchester United. What a great way. They have a plus and they have a minus. Their minuses is that they take on Everton and Manchester City away from White Hart Lane. But the good news is they take on Man U at White Hart Lane. That's going to be a hot ticket November 30th at White Hart Lane. That's going to be a very, very hot ticket for Tottenham fans. And I hope Tottenham gets their offense going at that time because they'll really need it against the reigning EPL champions. Let's go to commercial break as my show is about to wrap up soon. 30 minutes goes by so fast and I'm already 25 minutes into it. When we come back, Barclays Premier League scores that happened in the last few days. I'll take you to a few pieces of news, big pieces of news surrounding the EPL, and then I'll wrap up the show. This is the Tottenham Hotspur Report. This is the second edition, and you're listening to it on Spreaker.com in affiliation with the National Sports Radio station.
Your presentation of national sports is brought to you by Spreaker.com. Broadcast and listen to news, radio, and music with one low monthly rate. Your show will be right back after this word from the local stations.
return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me.
Welcome back. After that quick commercial break, you're listening to the National Sports Radio Station's second edition of the Tottenham Hotspur Report. My name is Stephen Hughes, your host. Quick info on the show. I'm doing this every Monday at 3 o'clock. It's a half an hour show, or around half an hour. I tend to go a little bit over it because I have a lot to talk about. But I like to keep it at around a half an hour. I have a page on Facebook, as I stated at the beginning of the show. Please like my page. It's called the Tottenham Hotspur Report. It's the same thing as the title of the show. Please like it. Please like my page on Facebook, as I give you lots of updates, not just on Tottenham Hotspur football, but on EPL news as well. Let's go to some scores that we had on hand this week in what I call week 2. Wednesday, August 21st, let's take it back a bit. Chelsea beats Aston Villa 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Nice crowd on hand. That's 41,000. Saw Chelsea and the Blues take the win. The big slate of games were on Saturday. Arsenal took the win against Fulham at Craven Cottage. Only 25,000 on hand, seeing the debut of Scott Parker, the former Tottenham Hotspur midfielder, as Arsenal wins 3-1. Everton and West Brom at Goodison Park as 36,000 see a draw. 0-0 to score in that one. Hull City beats Norwich City at the KC Stadium 1-0. Newcastle United and West Ham United at St. James Park. Again, a little bit under 50,000 see a tie. 0-0 in that one. Another tie over at St. Mary's Stadium as Southampton and Sunderland draw 1-1. Stoke City and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, after a pretty convincing loss though, but it showed a lot out of Crystal Palace in their loss against Tottenham in the season opener for them, in the campaign opener. Stoke City with the win over Crystal Palace at Britannia Stadium 2-1, and then Liverpool at Villa Park against Aston Villa beat Aston Villa 1-0. On Sunday, Tottenham, like I said, beats Swansea City 1-0, and then the shocker, probably the shocker of the year, and it's only the second slate of games for most teams. Cardiff City, who just got promoted and actually lost to West Ham United last week, plays against Manchester City at Cardiff City Stadium, beats Manchester City 3-2. Manchester City had a 1-0 lead. Cardiff City scored 3 unanswered goals. 3 unanswered goals in the second half. It was 0-0 heading into the halftime. Manchester City strikes first with Zeko's great strike. Honestly, Cardiff City could not do anything about that. It turned out to be 1-0. 3 unanswered goals for Cardiff City. How is that even possible? 3-1 to score. Manchester City scored 1 more goal in additional time, but that wasn't enough. Cardiff City wins 3-2. And then just today, just ended a crowd of 75,000 on hand at Old Trafford. Chelsea against Manchester United ends in a draw 0-0. But from what I heard is that Wayne Rooney very impressive in that game. Especially in front of the club that has been trying to, offer a bid to Manchester United, get him. Chelsea had their 3rd bid rejected by Manchester United for Wayne Rooney. But Chelsea has some good news anyway. I'll give it to you in just a second. Let's actually talk about Manchester City, about Sergio Aguero. Aguero has said he rejected other offers to sign an extended contract at Manchester City this summer. The Argentina international striker was linked with Real Madrid, who were also interested in buying him when he joined City from Atletico Madrid but insisted he was happy to stay at Etihad Stadium. Aguero, at the age of 25, who joined Manchester City for 38 million euros in 2011, so he had no hesitation in putting pen to paper on a 4-year deal in May. This is what he said to The Sun on Sunday. Quote, 1 or 2 offers might have been around, but I was not interested in them. The thing was to stay where I was enjoying my football. I am very happy with Manchester City. I love Manchester. I have signed for another year. I'm happy to be here as I've been treated so well, end quote. Aguero scored the goal that won City the Premier League title in 2012 and has set his sights on securing a quadruple this season. This is what he said, quote, we won all 4 trophies, Champions League, Premier League, Capital One Cup, FA Cup. Let's hope so. In 2011-2012, it was great to win the title in my first year. Last season was not so good. We disappointed. We got to an FA Cup final, but there was no use because we could not carry off the trophy, end quote. Quick news from Chelsea. Like I stated earlier, Spurs were hijacked by Chelsea to get Willian, and Chelsea has gotten Willian. William has opted to join Chelsea rather than Tottenham, a source has told ESPN, with the Blues agreeing to a 30 million euro deal with William's old club, Anzi Makahakala, to sign the forward subject to a work permit hearing. Chelsea made their move for the 25-year-old late on Thursday, just when it emerged that he was undergoing a medical with Tottenham. But despite attempting to remain coy, Moreno seemed to reveal in discussing the Williams situation as he joked about the dangers of doing a medical before any contract was finalized. The Portuguese attempted to evade questions about whether the decision was to move to Chelsea, but then conceded that he couldn't hide what he knew. So William could have been nice for Tottenham, especially with the fact that Tottenham's going to get a ton of money for Gareth Bale from Real Madrid, but it's not going to be the case. But and then one last piece of news before I wrap up the show. Speaking of Real Madrid and a striker of their own, Karim Benzema. The striker for Real Madrid will not be joining Arsenal this summer, according to the player's agent. The Gunners had turned their focus to the French international after the interest in Liverpool's Luis Suarez finally ended earlier in the week. But to add to Wagner's bad luck in this transfer window, Benzema's agent Karim Dejrari told French newspaper Le Journal de Manche that there will be no deal to take his client to North London. This is what his agent said. Quote, we can't stop the rumors, but I'll tell you, Karim will not go to Arsenal. It's never been a question for him, and no contact has been made. He will stay at Madrid. The probable arrival of Gareth Bale at Real Madrid does not threaten him at all. Cristiano Ronaldo and Bale will play on the wings, and Karim in the center. End quote. So that sounds really nice. Benzema in the middle, and then the two sides, Ronaldo, one of the best players in the world, and then Bale, one of the rising stars in the world. How awesome is that? You know, I wouldn't reject that at all. But I've really gone off the time. Heading to the 35th minute. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to the Tottenham Hotspur Report. So this is the end of episode number 2. Episode number 3 will be next Monday. This is a every Monday show in which I talk about Tottenham Hotspur football and news around the EPL. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you for letting me be a part of your day. I want to thank the National Sports Radio Station for letting me do another show here on Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. Be heard. And again, thank you very much for listening to my show. And I will hope to hear from you guys shortly, as hopefully you guys can post on my page, the Tottenham Hotspur Report, on Facebook, as well as listen to my shows every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Coast time, 6 o'clock East Coast time, back in New York and Boston and all of those places around. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.
Live from Los Angeles, we thank you for listening to another presentation of the National Sports Radio Station on Spreaker.com.